Happiness? Happiness. Well, for me, the happiness seems to be the biggest sickness in human mind. Why? One becomes so happy when they've got everything that others don't have. Happiness seems to be the way that one becomes energized. One becomes worthwhile. And to me, this kind of happiness is more like a terrible sickness in the human consciousness and human thought. You may not notice, but definitely if you look on the Instagram, you may notice so much so, where from all age groups, they like to take their selfie, they like to take their photo in a faraway place or somewhere that you can't get. I got all emotional from that happiness video I was doing. Yeah, I was talking about those Instagram selfies and beauty spot selfies where people have gone to the edge too far and putting themselves at risk, everybody else at risk. This literally means that they're trying to prove something that they're not. The life means you don't have to prove anything. All you have to be is humble. All you have to do is to be humiliated by looking at the existence, the planet, the life around you, and be humiliated by the sheer phenomena of life, and be intoxicated with life, not with chemicals, not with all sorts of nonsense that you continue to carry on with. There is no such thing. As you can see, the hat is worn out. It's because that I did not need the best and the latest fashion to just be a humble human being. All I had to do, all these badges are signifying nothing. It signifies somebody else to go into a psychological drama. But it doesn't represent any of you. It doesn't represent me. It doesn't represent life. So why would you have to drag yourself to the limits without you knowing the ground underneath? It's not stable. Talking about happiness was what I started the conversation with. So when people continue to carry on drinking their martini on a floating restaurant in the Indian Ocean, or their house open up to a ocean and they're the only one, and to them to promote that as their exclusive and their something unimaginable. No. That to me is not happiness in oneself. That's to me signifies a sickness in their understanding about what is to be happy. To be happy means that you have made sure that everyone else is fed, clothed, relevantly educated, and they are safe and in shelter. Happiness to me is that not just thinking of this one stomach, but the hunger of every other stomach surrounding you. Happiness to me means that everyone is safe, everyone have access to the human necessities of life, clean air in every environment that we live upon, clean water, that everyone is made of water. So it is essential and important that everyone has access to that very basic and most fundamental life-making material, life-making component, which is water. And that it is clean, pure, that everyone can access without having to walk 25 kilometers a day in one direction to get a pot of water. Have access to arable land that is not raped or pilfered or been poisoned or been completely fouled by industrial pollution, and that everyone is safe in a shelter from the elements of our nature, natural phenomena, forces. These are the basic necessities. Once we have taken care of this, only then can you prove yourself to be happy. Every other time, if you carry on seeing countless millions and billions of human beings suffering and struggling on the streets, on the sidewalks, and you have absolutely no conscious connection to the suffering and pain and struggle of a life of the same species that we call ourselves human beings. The people who read out of scripts, talk out of textbooks, have no sincere involvement of consciousness to address these painful and most fragile situations of humans have created on the planet. These are all because that we have restricted, we've controlled, and we've rationed the access to the basic necessities of life. And for those who have access to all necessities of life and beyond, have accumulated your wealth and the wealth and resources of this planet, and created a mockery out of life and created a bonfire out of this planet, should be seen as a result of individual acceptance of these large and enormous, gymongous creation of wealth. It's not for them to be pointed at. It is you, the consumer, who needs to be looked at as to how you consume, how you contribute, and why. Because you as an individual could also be that 1% of the planet, by creating what you call a sustainable, more inclusive life around you, and spreading that knowledge to the others to be self-sufficient and resilient and conscious and responsible in the work and what we do in our life. I hope this has brought me to share what is important to me as a human being. is also, I'm sure, is important to all other human beings, all other human species. Happiness is a consequence of you taking steps in seeing well-being of the planet and health and well-being as a result of your actions and whatever you do here on this earth. Thank you, and may your journey of what you do become the fundamental foundation of what you build, which is the life of our planet, the life of our species, life of humanity, and open up to the humanity. The moment you open up to the humanity, you will sense the realization of what is to be a human. That we call people superhuman. No, it is your humanity is super enough to know that we are conscious and we are sensitive to life.